Hey, good evening. It's really amazing to have you guys here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're going to be reacting to Black is the Color of My True Love's Hair, performed by Peter Hollens and Avi Kaplan. I know very little about Peter Hollens, but I know Avi Kaplan pretty well. Even though I haven't heard a ton of Avi's music in recent years, I really love his voice, his sound, his timbre, and just the way that he arranges his music, and I'm just really excited to jump into this. This piece in particular is one that I've been exposed to a lot when I attended university, and I really enjoy it. So I'm just really excited to jump into this and hear their take on it. So if you're ready, I am too. Let's do it.
Black is the color of my true love's hair. Her face so soft and wondrous fair.
So smooth.
The purest eyes and the gentlest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. I love the ground whereon she stands. Black is the color of my true love's hair. I love my love, and well she knows. I love the ground on where she goes, and still I hope that the time will come. Still I hope that the time will come.
So lovely, dude.
When she and I will be as one. When she and I will be as one. Black is the color of my true love's hair.
Yeah. Oh, chills, dude. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Black is the color of my true love's hair. Her face so soft and wondrous fair. The purest eyes and the gentlest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. I love the ground whereon she stands. Black
chills, dude, chills. That was great. Where to begin? Some things that I liked right off the bat were the arrangement and the use of dynamics, the very tight and expertly executed backup vocals and chordal structure of the piece itself. It was just so lovely. And there are some critiques that I do have, but I'm going to comment more on them as we dig more into this analysis. But overall, this piece was very, very lovely, and I really enjoyed listening to it, and I'm just excited to listen to it again in this analysis. So let's just do that. Just in that opening line. Immediately starting on ooh. There's no like heavy glottal in it. Ooh, ooh, where a glottal has that initial impact. Ooh, ooh. But it just comes in very smooth, but it doesn't have a lot of breath behind that first hit of ooh. It just comes in perfectly. There's no real attack, but it still fits the theme where it's not overly breathy. It's just very vocalized right off the bat, and I really respect that a lot in music. So let's just listen to that again. Yeah, and it just flows. And they're breathing at the same time, which is wonderful. And their vowel is exactly the same, just on that open ooh, ooh. Yeah, a lot of space in their mouth to really create that resonation, and I really love it.
Black is the color of my true love's hair.
Yeah, just there. I love how crisp he is on his consonants. Black is the color of my true love's hair. The vowels are so pure and the consonants are so crisp, and the entire sentence is just flowing. It's a full cadence that doesn't feel choppy. I really love that in terms of storytelling and building the atmosphere.
True love's hair, her face so soft and wondrous fair, the purest eyes.
Getting a close-up of his mouth, there does seem to be some facial tension, which does affect the sound very, very slightly, but it doesn't feel like his vibrato is as supported as it could be. But that being said, it is a very delicate tone that he's trying to craft right now with the rest of themselves, fully creating those foundational chords under the leading lines. But yeah, his vibrato is just so gentle, and it's not really coming through to me as much as I would like it. But that being said, I still really love the fact that it's just a hair. It's there and it's audible, but it's not creating as much of a presence for itself as it could be. And while I have a preference that I would like to hear a little bit more of it, I do not believe that it is essential to the piece in order to create what it is that I know that they're attempting to create, which is this very gentle and very smooth texture to the atmosphere that they're generating. So I really, really dig it.
And the gentlest hand.
Yeah, and I love that too. He doesn't spin the vibrato immediately. It's a straight tone into a vibrato, which is a classic musical theater technique. And I really do believe that it does add a lot more support and strength to the ends of cadences, and it really does add a lot to this piece. Like I said before, it's not specifically targeted around being powerful throughout all of it, especially when the atmosphere that they're building is very gentle and soothing. I really just like the fact that they're spinning their breath a little bit more at the ends of the cadences to give it a little bit more support, but still giving you that impression of that gentle and benign nature. And I really appreciate that.
Endless hands. I love the ground whereon she stands.
Oh, it just feels so light. I love it.
I love the ground where...
Yeah, right there too. And I love the fact that Avi's following him in his own harmony, but just on that ooh vowel, where Peter is very much focusing on the lyrics, obviously. But right at the beginning of that phrase where he says, hi, that breath does add an emphasis, which I really do like. That being said, I wish it was vocalized a little bit more, just hi. Solely from a classical perspective, using that much air on your initial consonant or your initial word can cause different things to happen depending on what it is you're trying to achieve. If you have a really long phrase where there's no opportunity to breathe, using that much air can be actually detrimental. Singing is a pretty precise art, and you have to know the level of air that you're taking in order to fully complete phrases and understanding what your voice is capable of in terms of executing these phrases. That's why practicing is so important. It's not just to master the piece, but to get more of an understanding as to how long you're able to hold phrases and how beautiful each phrase can be executed depending on the level of air and the level of support and how you're able to spin that air and etc. There's a lot that goes into it than just singing itself. So to say that before the word itself, it does add a really great atmospheric pressure, but it can also dry out your vocal cords before immediately going into it. Not that it's really detrimental, because it's not like, oh, he's drying it out, so it's just gonna sound really dry and crusty. No. It's more like the fact that the very minor details like that can affect other minor details within the cadence, which is why I find it to be so important to vocalize as much as possible, even if it's softly. But that being said, again, this is all for the sake of building this texture, building this atmosphere that's very palpable, and you can just connect with it as a member of the audience. Something that I try to go for on this channel specifically is I want non-musicians to be able to enjoy the reaction. Even though I don't want to use a bunch of complex technical terms and just highlight very intricately musical ideas and concepts that can be explored. I'll leave that to other channels. I would like just the common man to be able to sit down with a professional and just enjoy music together. And that's what they're doing in this piece, which is we don't need the most perfect technique. We just want all people, whether you're a musician or not, to just sit down, close your eyes, and just feel this ambiance, this musical pressure just gently being pressed against you in these different types of musical choices that we decide to do. Dimash does the same thing, Pentatonics does the same thing, and a lot of other vocalists and beatboxers on this channel do the same thing, all for the sake of building the world that they want to build. And I really, really dig that. I thoroughly believe that if you really want to just take people on a musical journey, then following technique to the absolute T I don't think it's the way to go. I think music like this is really just what I think music is all about, which is connecting others to what it is that you want to tell, or connecting others to what it is that you're trying to build for them, which in this case is just this really lovely atmosphere that's so gentle and airy and beautiful, and I love it.
I love the ground whereon she stands.
Yeah, love that. Love that phrasing.
Black is the color of my true love's hair.
I love that too. Just, of my true. Just having this, I wouldn't call it a glissando, but a very mild slide from note to note. It just has this, and a glissando is a full slide made up of a bunch of different notes. Again, just so textural, and it just adds so much character and charisma to the piece, which I really do enjoy.
Who loves him?
Yeah, and look at the bottom, Peter, where you could just see the amount of space he's opening up in his mouth to really create that as big and broad of an open hum as possible, in contrast to a more forward and directed hum, that versus and they're really trying to emphasize that openness and broadness while creating a closed-mouthed tone, which I really do enjoy, especially in the fact that the dynamic is so much more intense in this particular cadence. Yeah. I love these builds. And this chord's so good.
I love my love.
Just right off the bat. I love. So smooth and connected, and it doesn't feel choppy even in the slightest. That being said, it is a slide to the note instead of the two notes, which you can have those two notes and not make it choppy at all. But again, just a textural thing. And they're doing such a great job carrying you, which is the whole aesthetic of the piece, which I really love. Plus, I just love Avi's timbre. It's lovely. Or his natural tone. Very full.
I love my love, and well she knows. I love the ground on where she goes.
Very crisp
And
consonants.
still I hope that the time will come. Still I hope that the time will
Oh, he's so good with his pitch accuracy and his trills. And a trill is when you go back and forth between two notes, and it's just so clean and so accurate, and his consonants are so clean, and his phrasing is so clean. It's just nothing feels muddled or murred in the slightest. It's just coalescing together to create this very gentle sound, and I just really dig this.
Still I hope that the time will come.
And just immediately closing to the M. Time will come. And it's just so full and soft because the word itself is not concluded, but it's closed. And it just has this mantle or veil of a darker energy, but it's still very soothing. It's like the visual I get from this kind of musical choice is sitting on a beach just after sunset. It's darker, it's cool, but there's still some light outside, and you feel the coolness of the air, and the light is gone, but it doesn't mean it's completely pitch black outside, but it's just darker, and it's cool, and it's gentle, and I love it.
When she and I.
Yeah, and now following that metaphor, we just get, now it's darker from that, and now we have a bonfire, and now it's just this, now you just feel the warmth of the bonfire mixed with the cool air from the beach itself. Oh yeah, I just love these transitions as they're playing around with their own different registers. I love it.
When she and I.
Oh, it's so warm.
Will be as one.
Yeah.
When she and I.
Nice dynamic change. I love this too because typically you never want to have the lead vocalist drowned out by the foundational chords. But in this case, you just have this explosion of dynamics from Peter giving the foundational chords underneath Avi's leading line, but Avi's still just maintaining this particular dynamic, which feels mezzo piano or semi-soft, and to have Peter just coming in more on mezzo forte to forte while having this gentle Avi mezzo piano is... I really actually dig it. Normally, I don't like it when the group, the choir, the etc. just overpowers the lead vocalist, because obviously you want the lead vocalist to penetrate through. But in this case, it's you still get enough of Avi to feel that warmth. But now it feels like, with using that bonfire metaphor still, now it's like you're sitting around the bonfire and you can still feel its warmth, but a gust of that rolling midnight fog just overtakes you in a particular moment. And while you can still feel the warmth, that cool air is just overtaking you, and it's just such a wonderful sensation. I love this.
Black is the color of my true love's hair.
Oh my gosh. It's just so sultry and gentle and soft, but it's so warm and impactful. Oh, I love it so much. Let's listen to him play around with those notes again.
Love's my true love's hair.
Nice. So good. I love the fact that all of this is just on an open hum, and I really, really dig it. That unison felt a little off, like ever so slightly, but at the same time it could just be my ears deceiving me. But overall, I love that they go from this unison into these just beautiful chordal textures, and oh my gosh. I just love the fact that they're breathing together and sustaining together, and there's just so much beauty in it. So lovely.
True love's hair. Her face
so amazing.
So soft and wondrous fair.
I love that too. Just that da-da-da-da with Avi just on that single note. Yeah, it just adds a lot more texture and color, and they don't need to be absolutely together harmonizing on every note. They're just showing their individual musical style, but still falling within the tonal theme of the piece, and I love it.
The purest
Again, different vowel shapes, so the chord doesn't come together in its complete entirety. But again, I don't think that it's critically necessary for that to happen, because it's their own style, their own voice, and they're just contributing to the piece together in a way that's just so beautiful.
and the gentlest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands.
Oh, just that growth there. Not just in terms of the dynamic, but in terms of the actual notes itself. It just carries so well together.
Ground whereon she stands.
Yeah.
I love the ground whereon she stands.
Oh, that was lovely.
Black is the color.
And I love how they taper on black. It's just so lovely. And then they just immediately come back into it on Is the Color, and I love it.
Black is the color.
Yeah. very, very nice. Oh, yeah, that's just so beautiful, dude. It's just so beautiful. Their choices, their themes, their ideas, everything that they contribute as independent artists is just gorgeous. Avi's rich and robust voice with Peter Hollens' more light but audibly pleasing voice, and it just their voices just complement each other because you have a light voice and a heavier voice just mixing so well to create this foundationally strong yet nothing overweighted or just too heavy, too pressurized feeling. It's like you're dancing on clouds but still have stable footing to do so, if that makes any sense. But man, what a lovely piece. I loved listening to this. Thank you for the recommendation. Thank you all so much for joining me here. I really enjoyed this video, if you couldn't tell. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments. I do read all of the comments, and I just hope that you guys know that your comments do not go unnoticed, even if I don't heart or reply to them. I always take them into consideration as I make future videos, so I deeply appreciate all of you commenting. This has been such a wonderful music video, and I'm really excited just to keep jumping into more Avi's music and Pentatonix' music. That being said, for Pentatonix' music, I do have a lot of issues running into copyright with their music, so we might do a little less of Pentatonix in the future, depending on how this copyright shebang goes. But I will absolutely do my best to keep you all updated on future developments of that. Thank you all so much for being here. It truly does mean a lot to me, and I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.